That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 16 of Monsters of the Camp Mash, the 16th and final episode of the 3-month-long saga.
We're here, baby.
What started off as a passion project has just become a whole world, as we started off with 64 monsters, I believe, and ended with just 2. As tonight, Bigfoot versus the Minotaur comes right to your ear holes as we tell you the battle of the two strongest cryptids in our catalog, you know, just by the roll of the dice. Yeah. But before we do that, I'm Alex Tobin, your camp counselor.
And I am your other camp counselor, Chester Copperpot.
Is that? Why do I know that name? Is that the penguin's name?
No.
Who's Chester Copperpot?
The Goonies, baby.
Oh, you're right. Well, I'm thinking of Cobblepot, huh? Is that the penguin's name? Cobblepot?
Sure.
Anyway, so, we got to catch up on any of the weird news you may have missed before we get into this wholesome battle. By that I mean there will be holes in people from blades and tree trunks and whatever else we decide to kill each other with.
Acorns.
But I stumbled upon this crazy story. Omicron. Oh, now you're not laughing, are you? That's serious. No, I stumbled upon this crazy story, hence the cron. 2 men sentenced to death for throwing drug parties in a psychiatric hospital. So, these...
Sorry, they're sentenced to death, you said?
Yes. So
where's this?
Vietnam.
Iran?
So I didn't know that Vietnam was so harsh on the death penalty, but apparently a 39-year-old man named Nguyen Quan Quy, that was the best I could do, was sentenced to death along with a second man, Nguyen Van...
Are you trying to say Win?
You're right. It is Win. God damn it. I always do that. My English is showing. Yeah, I always do that. I had to do announcements at a wedding, and there were a couple wins there.
Who trusted you with that?
Nguyen. You said win. It's Nguyen.
It's Win.
Nguyen. Anyway.
It's Win.
But these two guys, apparently they and 8 others were involved. And they got the 2 death sentences, and everybody else, the 8 others, got lengthy prison sentences because in 2018, this man was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. It does not say what he had, but apparently he made quick friends with the staff at the hospital, and he ended up getting a soundproof room. He got his room soundproofed, and he was also able to get EDM equipment, and like DJ shit and lights and stuff and speakers and party drugs, as he brought in MDMA, ketamine, and methamphetamine.
Ooh, could have done without that last one, maybe.
Well, if you're already there, party's a party, man. You're in a psychiatric hospital,
Don't they use half that shit to treat?
Well, apparently these people were, I don't know where they were getting it from, but it was a drug ring basically that was ran out of this psychiatric hospital. So a lot of people would come in dressed as caregivers, or he would toss it out the window to them, and it was crazy. And then he would also just have raves with other patients and other people in his room and just do a bunch of drugs. I don't know how he got away with it for so long. I'm guessing like you said, the staff was involved. That's maybe part of the 8 of the people that were got lengthy prison sentences. But I guess they do not fuck around with Vietnam drug trafficking charges, because they got the death penalty, and apparently it's been it's under a lot of scrutiny and whatnot, that that they have one of the highest like death penalty rates.
Does
And
it say what type of method they use for the death penalty?
You know what? It doesn't. I was looking at that too. But there are more than 1,000 people currently on death row.
Jesus.
Okay, this ad just popped up and threw me like halfway up the article. I can't stand this. But yeah, and I can't find what he went in there originally for. I don't know what this guy's in a psychiatric hospital for, but he's obviously an entrepreneur.
He's there to party.
Maybe he was addicted to earning money.
That's possible.
Fixated with no, but yeah, I don't know.
Was he making money?
Yes.
Okay.
He was running a drug ring, and then they also said that like he would often also bring prostitutes to the rooms. Like, it was basically what happens if it's a low security prison basically, I think, and that they were paying off the guards to like bring all this shit in and just have this like great life within the walls of a psychiatric hospital, which is probably, way too lax at this point. But apparently, like, it's interesting because the death penalty falls for people, even like rape makes sense, but robbery and corruption also get the death penalty. Or armed robbery and corruption also get the death penalty in Vietnam. So that's why it's under a lot of scrutiny from like other countries. Like you guys are kind of like 0 to 100 real quick, but
I wonder what their crime rates are like though. Like if they're lower.
I mean, probably.
I hope so. Shit.
Probably somewhat low. I mean, I've seen those. Have you seen those like Reddit pictures of like when you're walking into an airport in the Southeast Asian countries? I don't remember which one it was, but it had a noose hanging over, and it says the death penalty for people who traffic drugs, and it says like if you have over this amount of marijuana, you can get the death penalty in this country, and like and you're trying to like transport it into our country, and like it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it was a lot, but still, like, if you get caught with like any kind of like drugs there, it's an issue.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just so interesting to me. But yeah, I guess these guys they got the death penalty. They knew what they're getting into, right? I mean, a little extreme, but they just wanted a little partying, yeah. Partying, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to pivot real hard here. Second grader was instructed to send a picture of you doing reading homework in the bathtub, parents say.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was part of the homework.
You're a teacher?
No, that's not funny, dude. I saw a video on this, and but so yeah, the teacher's like homework sheet was like, do your reading while taking it was read a Bible verse in the bathtub and send a picture, take a picture and send it to your teacher. So the teacher's just snagging up all these second graders in the bathtub photos. And the parents complained, and the school was like, we've been doing this for years. You're the first person to complain. This is your problem, not ours.
What?
Yeah.
This is some like who's that guy that ran iCarly?
Oh,
Man,
the guy that has like
Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider, man. We could do an episode about him. That guy's a sick fuck.
That guy would tweet out, put hashtag Nickelodeon on your foot with a marker and tweet it at me. Like tweet it to me. And the kids would just like write it on the bottom of their foot and tweet at Dan Schneider, and Dan Schneider's like, sexy foot, and they're like, what? No, he didn't write that.
Save image. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It really put a damper on the old Nickelodeon logo that used to be on like the Nickelodeon Studios.
It was a foot.
It was a big old foot that said Nickelodeon on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, guy's a sick fuck.
I mean, I don't know if he had any involvement in that, but like, it's also so weird because like, obviously, like, who cares about, like, I don't know, if foot fetish is your thing, that's fine, but like, and I don't care if anybody, like, you could stare at my foot all day and like I don't care at all, but like it is kind of nefarious and like weird if it all of a sudden something becomes sexualized. Like if all of a sudden like your elbow becomes sexualized and you catch somebody staring at your elbow, you're like, I feel violated now, even though I didn't care before I knew that you were, you could have just been staring at it. But it's so weird, man. I mean, this is different, obviously. This is bathtub stuff.
Yeah, these are kids. No one wants to look at my feet, I'll tell you that much.
I like to say it because these are kids. But, like, all you camp strangers, send us a picture of you listening in the bathtub to our podcast. As long as you're not a kid and you're in the bathtub and you're listening to Camp Strange, we want documentation.
Prove it.
Please don't. We don't need it. We know the bathwater is going to be dark. We know there's going to be a ring around that tub, you filthy animals. I can't take a bath without taking a shower after. Am I the only one?
I thought you were going to say I can't take a bath without taking a shit.
There's so much dark water. What's going on?
Yeah, I feel like last time I took a bath, I just remember, like, I was just, like, sweating. And I was like, well, I feel dirtier than I did before. I'm in this soup. I'm just dick soup in here. What is this?
I'm stewing. I had a big fire under me, and I was in a cauldron, and there was a
couple
man.
carrots.
Yeah.
Couple onions.
I didn't understand the language he was speaking, but he kept saying delicious.
Delicioso. I don't know. It sounded cool, though.
But yeah,
yeah, go to a new school.
yeah, just like drop out of school, read the Bible only.
Yeah.
That's good. Anyway, I have another one. Mom left in hospital for days after dog pooed in her face as she slept.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see the picture she posted?
I didn't see the picture.
I'm gonna
Her chihuahua shit in her mouth while she was asleep, and she's been in the hospital. Oh my God, I didn't want to fucking see that photo.
Her dog diarrhea splattered on her face when she was sleeping, and her mouth was open apparently, and she got intestinal, like an intestinal infection.
Oh my God!
Whatever the dog had.
Why did you show me that photo? I didn't want to see that.
The photo is of the lady taking a selfie, and there's it looks like somebody hit her with a sock full of wet coffee grounds.
Looks like someone hit her with a caramel apple.
It looks like someone hit her with a nice dip of used chaw. They spit it right on her face. What else does she look like? Dude, give me another one.
She looks like she got slapped in the face with a Cadbury egg.
That's a good one. And then this is the motherfucker that did it. That's the guy that did it.
Oh, he's cute though.
He is cute, but he's full of diarrhea.
Yeah, you either gotta sell the dog or cook the dog.
You can't cook your dog. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
Dogs need to be living.
I told you when
You cooked the dog?
No, when I was a child, I had a puppy, and he was a beagle. His name was Jack, and I was playing with him, and I lifted him up in the air when I was on my back, and he peed on my face and in my mouth when I was a child.
Yeah.
And
I would definitely take. I would take that any day over. I
bet you would.
Sleep diarrhea in the mouth.
You're like, I take that any day over drinking a glass of water. Like,
over
excuse
traffic.
Me?
Oh my God.
Just have a puppy pee in my mouth for once. Jesus Christ. Is this America? What the
those new kidneys are running so smooth. It's fine.
It ruined my life. That could have been a Dan Schneider moment for me, though. You know, I could have found out that, I mean, that's interesting. I don't want to
What happened to your beagle?
Oh, he ran away. My parents, I confronted my mom and dad, and I was like, did he really run away? Or did you give him away? We had him for like 3 years, and then he would dig underneath the fence because he was a beagle, and he got out, and I don't know. My mom said that they never found him, but like obviously somebody found him. Like a dog like that, you don't just like, it doesn't end up in Sonoma County. Like you don't just
a coyote found it.
Beagles are pretty quick. They're hunting dogs. I'm like really trying to like not have this happen. I'm like, he didn't. He's fine.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's
he got torn to pieces.
I don't want to get into this. I was gonna say something else. Never mind. What's your story? What's your next story? He did not get torn to pieces. He's fine.
A Berlin museum's interactive Nosferatu will give visitors the chance to donate blood on site.
Oh,
I thought that was kind of our thing. That's like in our niche.
Yeah, like you walk up to this like dummy Nosferatu and its fangs like dig into your veins and draw blood or something.
Yeah, he's got little cords that are in his sleeves, and you have to like shake your hand with him, and you put the cord, and you just stick it in your wrist, and it sucks the blood out.
For any of the any people who don't know who Nosferatu is, if you guys ever seen the hash slinging slasher episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, he's the guy that shows up at the very end who's been flicking the light switch on and off.
Yeah, Nosferatu.
And they go, Nosferatu. He's one of the earliest cinema vampires, and honestly,
I feel like he's like the earliest.
I don't think they've made anything scarier than that man. Was it the
no,
actor?
he's terrifying. Holy fuck!
What did that actor look like? Wait,
he looked exactly like Nosferatu. He just had normal ears, I think.
Nosferatu actor. But I think he was probably German too, or something, which probably helps because I mean every German's a little scary.
I'm German.
Yeah, I state my claim. Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I don't.
1922.
Jesus Christ, this man is scary. Is this the actor? Oh my God, I don't know, but like he is terrifying. I do not like him at all. Yeah, no, I'll pass. I'm good. I'm real good. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, go. My computer's so hot right now; it's like spitting out flames. Anyway, I have another story. As man caught on video urinating on ex-wife's grave almost every morning, New Jersey report says. So,
commitment. He's more committed to this than he was to his marriage, I'm gonna guess.
I would probably agree with that. I mean, but also once you're not in a committed relationship, you got a lot of time on your hands. Some people go to the gym, some people find a hobby, some people show up to a cemetery every day and pee on someone's grave.
He saved so much time not making her breakfast every morning that he could go pee on her grave.
That's yeah. Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But yeah, it's such a strange occurrence. I just don't know anybody that would personally do that. It's
yeah. Sounds like a rough marriage.
I don't know anybody who hates anybody enough to pee on their grave.
You know, did they look into her mysterious death at all? Because I've got an idea who did it.
I feel like if you're gonna go and do that, you also didn't kill somebody, right?
Don't question it.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But do you have any more news stories, or are we just gonna?
I have one more, which is player at St. Louis Chess Cup accused of using anal beads to cheat.
I did a deep dive on that about 2 days ago. He keeps beating Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah.
I forget his name. What's his name?
Anal bead.
Anal Bedo.
Anal Bedo. Oui, Anal Bedo.
What do you think? He got offered $1 million from a cam site, you know, where like people do naked camera stuff.
Yeah, of course.
To play chess naked, like to play against like Magnus Carlsen naked to make sure he's not cheating because, like I said, Magnus Carlsen, for those of you guys who don't know, Magnus Carlsen is the world chess champion of the world, as I just said, and he like doesn't lose very often, and this guy just keeps beating him, and people go like, is this guy the new prodigy, or is he cheating? And people don't know how he's cheating if he is cheating, so they think that one of the ways he might be cheating is by inserting a like butt plug or like anal beads that vibrate and tell him where to move his chess pieces. So
yeah, like someone else is like vibrating like Morse code to what his next move should be. His name is Hans Niemann.
Yeah. So I guess like the TikTok chess community is going nuts.
I bet. Big community on TikTok for chess.
Huge community. But yeah, it's just so interesting. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if Magnus Carlsen's so worried about it, you know.
Well, my thing is like,
put the beads in your ass.
Is there any ethical way to actually like, if that's your way of cheating, is there any ethical way of like stopping that from happening?
Laxatives.
This guy, he just threw his chess pieces all over the board. What did that mean? I think he has diarrhea. He's his father's a Chihuahua and his mother's a diarrhea mouth full of Chihuahua shit.
Oh God, why do we get back to that?
Because it looks like somebody got hit.
Yo,
with
that dog needs to be
Debbie
the new
brownie.
Taco Bell dog.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Cause he already got chronic diarrhea.
Yeah, and he's a Chihuahua.
Yo quiero diarrhea. What's diarrhea in Spanish? Probably diarrhea.
Christ.
Hey,
This is why people listen.
Siri, what's diarrhea in Spanish? Oh, diarrhea.
All right, hold on. Hey, there we go.
Are we figuring it out?
Hey Siri, what's diarrhea in Spanish?
In Spanish, diarrhea is diarrea. Diarrea.
I like that.
Yo, what sound your gun make?
Diarrea.
Oh, is that like Kendrick's new
Diarrea.
ad lib?
Diarrea. Diarrea.
Instead of going like boop,
Diarrhea.
boop, 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 he's like diarrhea, diarrhea,
Da-da,
diarrhea,
da-da.
diarrhea. That's sick. It's sick, literally sick. It's so sick. That's cool. I like that. That's fun. It's a good time. Anyway, I think we're caught up on the news. Should we get into this battle? Oh no, we can't get into the battle, David. Take it
No, we
away. What are we
cannot.
doing?
So now we are going to listen in and hear what our viewers think is going to happen in the finale. Like I asked you to last episode,
He asked you to.
I know for a fact not everybody did it, but you know, that's fine.
Not
That's
all
cool.
13 of you did it. Who's still listening? Diarrhea.
But yes, so now we will listen into what our viewers think will happen.
Hi, my name is Victor. After doing a bit of research, I realized that it's Bigfoot. Even the biggest minotaurs would have a lot of trouble against an average-sized Bigfoot, and the biggest Bigfoots wouldn't even see a minotaur as a challenge.
As a fellow Pacific Northwest resident, I should go with Bigfoot, but I gotta pick Tobin's sexy Minotaur.
Hey, Stokes and Tobin. Just want to say I love your guys' podcast and everything you guys do. I understand it's hard to get together and do all this shit and stuff and put it out every week, but it's very beneficial. It makes a lot of people happy, makes me laugh, makes my week every time I get to sit down and listen to it. Being from Oregon, it would make the wise choice and say that the Bigfoot's going to win, but I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to tell you is that the Minotaur is going to win, and here's why. He's coming off of his loss of a very, very dear friend of his, perhaps even lover, in Lars Dinklage. And Elmer and Thessel are looking down and looking up upon him, and he's just going to be a gleam of light to them. He wants to send the Bigfoot straight to hell, because fuck him, that's why. So he's going to carry Lars on his back and get there with a delicious new fresh bag of zesty salsa sun chips, and he's going to take the Bigfoot out. It's not even going to be close. He's going to destroy him. He's going to annihilate him because he's ingrained with Florida man energy. So he's just batshit crazy, high, drunk, on whiskey or whatever, and he's going to take him out. And I just want to say again that I love you guys' podcast, and keep it up. Thank you.
And I want Bigfoot to win.
I want Minotaur to win.
I want Minotaur to win.
Hey, Camp Counselor Alex Tobin and my other camp counselor, Barnaby McDubin. My money is on Bigfoot. Why? I was devastated by the loss of Gary the Haunted Doll in the very first round of play. But he's such a good boy, I figured he's been delicately and tenderly haunting Bigfoot throughout the tournament to make his daddies proud, giving the big hairy guy a low-grade paranormal power and a slight advantage over the competition. Team Bigfoot forever.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Minotaur beating Bigfoot. Just like off the bat, pure strength, like the Minotaur is an absolute animal. These dudes are big as F, okay? Absolutely shredded, super freaking big ol' arms. Most Minotaurs carrying, weapons, axe. So if they don't have an axe, I'm still think they're taking the Bigfoot, I think there's a lot of Bigfoots, but most Bigfoots don't seem to be that much bigger than your average man. But the Minotaur is just devouring in stature compared to a human. So I think, they would have a good grapple. I think the Minotaur's got him when it comes to that strength level. Though I do think that there could be a potential issue with Bigfoot being able to potentially get the Minotaur off balance somehow. The Minotaur's hooved legs do make me wonder about balance issues. I think it's a tough call, but I would hope that the Minotaur's got some power in wrestling, even if they get taken down to the ground. Plus the horns. I mean, the horns, that's always dangerous. Go for a little stab action. I think the Minotaur's got a lot more going for it. And again, if it's got the weapons, if it's got an axe, it's over. Minotaur's chopping up the Bigfoot. I don't know what name one weapon a Bigfoot has. I can't. I'm going Minotaur over Bigfoot. Let's go. Camp Strange Podcast, campstrange.com. Get your t-shirts.
Who do you think would win between Bigfoot and a Minotaur, though? I've been thinking about that the whole time.
A Minotaur is top bull, lower human, right?
Yeah, and it's, I always assume a Minotaur is in a maze. Right? Because that's where it comes from. That's where the idea, like the labyrinth.
I think it's going to depend on the setting and who has the upper hand based off of...
it comes down to like in the middle of the woods versus in the middle of the labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like the forest is the labyrinth. Ooh.
Or maybe they're on an island.
Or on an island, yeah. It really comes down to... So
Maybe they're in a desert.
Do you think the Minotaur just like loses if it's not in the maze? I think it's stronger than Bigfoot. I think top bull part.
Here's what we know though. We know things about Minotaurs from their history, right?
Yeah.
We don't know shit about Sasquatch.
That's true. Why would they make legends of Greek things that didn't exist?
Exactly.
And meanwhile, we're just talking about basically kind of like gorillas in the woods.
Like both are mythical creatures, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Minotaur, again, one we know all about them because it's written and recorded.
It's right there. We have the facts.
We have the facts. So Sasquatch, you know what he did? He researched his opponent right before the fight. Knew everything
he read
about
the whole
him.
thing.
Yeah. And then
we have a picture of a Sasquatch. You remember the super wavy arm?
That's all I fucking know. He's an enigma.
You can interpret a lot of things from that. You can, from the photo, I think the estimation is like the squanch. The squanch. They found the foot too in the mud, so it actually throws it off a little bit. Squanches are supposed to be like 9 feet tall with a shock of red hair.
Oh, ugly.
No,
Sorry.
like 9 feet tall, like gorilla people who can just rip everyone in half. But I'm still thinking that like the Minotaur just like charges it, gores it with the horns, but it's still as strong as a bull. Like the squanch is just...
I think the squanch is still too mysterious. The Minotaur does not know how to attack it. Maybe the Sasquatch...
The Minotaur is confused.
Yes, but maybe the Sasquatch is impervious to horns. We don't know. We don't know anything about the Sasquatch.
I'm sorry. I think I got to give it to the Minotaur. I think in most situations,
I don't think that you've made a case for that.
I think the Minotaur has the strength of a bull and the sharpness horns and everything, and that's going to go through most. I think a bull's horns could go through a gorilla's chest.
But a Sasquatch could have like anti-horn fur.
What the fuck is anti-horn fur?
Exactly. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So like Sasquatch, the squanch is just an alien at this point. It could have a lot of things.
We don't know anything about him. We have documentation on what a Minotaur can and can't do.
Okay.
And what his weaknesses are. You don't know shit. Which one's really the more dangerous? Which one would you want to fight more?
The one that you actually know shit about, or the one that you have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen the moment you step into that
I
arena?
guess if I fought the Minotaur, I would be like, okay, we're in the maze situation. I just use the rule of lefts. Yeah, at least a Minotaur, I know what to expect. A Squanch, I have no idea. I can strategize with my human brain to beat a Minotaur.
You can train.
I could train. I could get ready.
You can't train for Sasquatch.
All right. You've convinced me. I think the Squanch wins just from element of surprise.
Yep.
They can be crafty.
All right, that was awesome. Love hearing your guys' voices. I think we are ready to get into.
I believe those predictions. I think they're actually Well, I mean, we're gonna see what's
All
gonna
of them?
happen. We, I believe all of them individually.
We didn't listen to them yet, but it's gonna be funny when everybody has the same answer, and you're like, "Yeah, I really think that's gonna happen."
Well, the die say different, so we're gonna find out if you guys are correct. And I guess we should just go into it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Well, David, it's pretty clear who, as we know, this is the finals. This is for all the marbles, all the gravy.
But again, it's not about you and me. It's about the monsters.
I know.
Okay.
But
we're just the puppets.
Yeah, exactly. But I know who your guy is.
Yeah.
So
I mean, technically, I played both of them because I'm just a winner. So of course, they're both in the final.
You don't do
It's fine,
You
man.
don't roll anything. I don't want to play this. Fuck this. I don't want to play. I'm not playing anymore. My characters were had better moves, so fuck you. Anyway, so it is Bigfoot, the legendary forest monster of the Pacific Northwest, and some may say other places, that is facing off against the Grecian god himself, the Minotaur of the Greek Isles, the man of the maze, the Lord of the Labyrinth, the child murderer.
Yes. The baby masher.
Yeah. And you guys know, of course, the Minotaur as well. I mean, he's a tale as old as time. Both of these guys are really just different parts of the world, heavy hitters, and A tier, S tier. And like I said, David, you will most likely be playing Bigfoot because that is your home state of Oregon's big bad boy. He's on
home region.
He's at every gas station. You got him on a hat. I think you got him on a shirt.
Got him on everything.
You really do. You sent me as a gift a vial of Bigfoot hair. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's still in my car.
I actually bought that in California.
Oh, what the fuck?
It was in weed though, so it's practically Oregon.
Yeah, it's high up there. Like I said, he don't know our politics. What's a state? What's a
You didn't open
boundary?
that, did you?
I've been feeling different lately. So different. No, I didn't. It's in my glove box, just in case of emergency. Just in case my car breaks down and I have to. If I don't have a jack, I just put the hair near the car, and he comes and he lifts it up and he helps me put the tire on. He's a good guy. Just give him a
gives
beef
you a
jerky,
kiss and he takes the hair.
beef jerky stick guy.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a tale old as time, and they're fighting tonight. So I will be playing the Minotaur. David will be playing as the Bigfoot, and we have a predestined location. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
We do.
I figured for the finale we should do something special.
Something so special. David, please explain.
Well, I think we should just roll to see who goes first.
Okay, this is a big roll, you guys, because as you guys know, both the Minotaur and the Bigfoot are both 40 health, I believe, and 20 hit point die.
Correct.
So that's cream of the crop right there, and they're both the same. So it's going to be a very even match. No special attributes for this one. It wouldn't even matter anyway. It would with the Minotaur, but we're going to play it fair.
Yeah.
Because it's brawn against brawn. So David rolled. I rolled a 14.
Oh, 15.
Fuck.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Well, I will request that after you introduce yourself, do you hand me back the reins, and we will proceed from there on.
Okay. Am I going to say the look? Are we going to say the location?
Well, I will do that right now.
Okay. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm thinking.
Oh, okay.
Christ.
I don't know what you're... I look like you're trying to cue up a sound or something.
No. I'm thinking.
Oh,
Christ.
Good Lord.
I
could describe it. I know what we're fighting.
All right, fine. Fuck it. Go for it.
Okay, I knew you wanted me to do that. Okay. We start on a foggy sky, hanging over weeds, rust, abandoned buildings. A swing set, a lone empty swing set swings in the wind, in the chilly bitter bite of the cold wind. As we look off into the distance, nothing more than leafless trees and empty cracked pavement. Flowers sprouting between. You could be surprised that anything grows in this area because it looks so barren and desolate. As we look up, something towers over the abandoned buildings below. A giant concrete monstrosity. Once a hub for electricity, life, vigor, and power. As we zoom out, we are in the abandoned city of Chernobyl. The nuclear wasteland of Russia. As we pan across the empty playgrounds coated in peeled paint and red rust. You like that alliteration?
Yeah.
We look over the barren landscape to see something coming up the road. Those are good hooves.
They are, but I don't think that's the right gallop. There you go. That's it.
As we see in the distance, only a creature of this magnitude and power could survive in these lands, in such radioactivity in the air. Radioactive dust filling his lungs. He just feels nothing. Nothing except for the lust and hunger for more child meat. As the Minotaur reveals himself through the weeds, he prowls the playgrounds at night looking for more food. But he came to the wrong town, as not a soul exists here anymore. It's too dangerous, once because of nuclear radioactivity, but now for a different reason, for a more violent reason. As the Minotaur slams his axe out on the concrete with rage and roars as his hunger grows ever more deep. I don't know where I should cut off.
Okay.
Because I know that you have a plan.
Yes. As the roar from the Minotaur echoes throughout the area, birds fly from the startling sound. A furry head stands tall through the bushes. He feels there is a presence that is now in his area that is rather threatening. The Bigfoot decides it's time to end this great battle. It is time for him to finally get his long-awaited rest.
Or crown.
Or crown. Or belt.
Oh, okay.
One of those necklaces that have a bunch of little booze bottles.
It's made out of $20 bills. Happy graduation.
As the Bigfoot decides to do some detective work and find the source of this noise, he walks across the land. He makes it to about 50 yards where he makes eye contact with the Minotaur, staring at each other. They slowly start to walk towards each other, the hulking monstrosities stepping on the already broken ground. They step toe to toe to each other, staring each other in the eyes, as suddenly, between the weight of the two, the ground starts to break. They're so caught up in the stare-off they don't even notice as the ground breaks from underneath them and they fall through the ground. They land
into
in
darkness.
Into darkness, except for a slight yellow glow. They collect themselves and they get back on their feet.
Dusting the rubble from their shoulders.
Of course. But as they are getting up, they put their hands on something to hoist themselves to their feet. And when they touch it, they feel something strange happen.
As they, yeah. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Stop butting in.
I'm
God
sorry,
damn it.
I'm getting excited.
As the sky starts to cloud, a storm picks up. Lightning is striking all around them. The two look over and notice they both have their hands on the one, the only, the elephant's foot.
Wah, wah, wah.
When the two finally realize what they're touching...
I don't think most people know what the elephant foot is.
Do you want to explain what the elephant foot is real quick?
The elephant foot was a byproduct of a nuclear reactor meltdown in Chernobyl. I think the main reactor that melted down. And what ended up happening is that this material poured out of wherever they keep radioactive material. I'm not a scientist or a nuclear physicist, but it poured out and it formed this kind of mass of metal and other materials, this gray mass that's roughly the size of, I would say, like a, I don't know, like maybe a nightstand.
Playground?
No,
I thought it was big.
I don't think it was that big. It's the elephant foot. I mean, okay, I would just think it was like the size of a nightstand. You could Google it. There's a picture of it. So
I always thought it was massive.
If you guys want to Google it, you can. But it was a lump of material, and basically that material is so radioactive and deadly that if you come within, I don't know the parameters of it, but if you come close to it, it will kill you because it is still to this day like extremely deadly. Like it will 100% murder you if you go near it. So it will have like radioactive effects where long lasting, slowly, painfully kill you. Your skin will sheath off most likely. It's like horrid. It's like the worst thing you can come into contact with. So you do not go near the elephant foot. But what?
It's 11 tons. It's pretty big.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I would
say it's about as big as like a hot tub.
Wow. Okay, well, it's not as big as a playground. It's not as small as a nightstand. So we're somewhere in the middle. But wow, it looked small in that picture. I thought it was like actually the size of like an elephant foot. That's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's like the size of a couch.
Wow. But there is a picture of it. Some scientists went in there. I don't know if they all died, honestly. I really don't know. But it's the only known picture of the elephant foot, and it's just like highly radioactive. And yeah, it will kill you. But in this circumstance, when you're dealing with monsters that just don't die easily, all right, what happens?
As the two realize their hands are placed upon the elephant's foot, the storm continues to grow as lightning is striking all over Chernobyl until one large bolt hits the elephant's foot. They both close their eyes from the bright light. But then each monster feels 4 hands on their shoulders. The Bigfoot turns and looks on both sides of him. 2 hands on one shoulder, 2 hands on the other. On the Bigfoot's right, he sees the slit-mouthed monster.
What is this?
He makes eye contact with them. Next to her is Krampus. He looks to his other shoulders. He sees Yahweh, the yellow-eyed winged entity. And then a smaller one who's actually sitting on Yahweh's shoulder. He's not sure what he's looking at, but it kind of looks like a little tofu thing. It's the tofu koza. The Minotaur, feeling the same hands on his shoulders, looks as he sees a glob-like man, the doppelganger.
Yes.
The Jiangshi, and on the other side, the Enfield monster, and that stinky son of a bitch, the tramp clown.
Got his head knocked off by a tree trunk, I believe.
Yeah. And in unison, all 8 of them say, "You are now facing the one who killed us. Take our power and defeat him in our honor."
Whoa, this is new. I was not expecting this.
And at the end of that sentence, another lightning bolt strikes as the 2 monsters start to rapidly grow up and up and up, feeling charged with energy as now they are standing face to face 300 feet from the ground. Glowing with energy, they feel strong. The health they thought they once had has now doubled, as both monster, standing 300 feet tall, have 80 health.
Insert Mario sound. When you get the mushroom. Which, a mushroom cloud, very radioactive.
There you go.
Oh, so as of right now, each creature, the Minotaur and the Bigfoot, will now have 80 health each, and they are still rolling the 20 die. And that's just a little idea David came up with, which I think it's a great idea. You know, let's elongate this fight a little bit longer. You know, let's see what we got. Let's give these boys a fighting chance. Let's see who comes out on top. Okay, well now it's time to get our imagination hats on as we gotta fight these sons of bitches.
As the Bigfoot looks furious, he does one of those moves that you do in a Chili's parking lot, and he shoves the Minotaur. No. No, that's in Chili's. This is the parking lot.
Okay. You get arrested?
He shoves his opponent, but with just the finger in the shoulder, doing 3 damage.
Oh, okay. Wait, I didn't bring up my little tally thing. I didn't put my tally thing.
Maybe this was a bad idea. We started rolling stinkers.
3 off the bat. Okay, 80. Okay, and then we got Bigfoot, and we got, I should have done this before, and then we got Minotaur. Okay, well, so I'm at 77. Okay, well, nice push, does something for you. So, yeah. As the Minotaur takes only 1 step back from the light push, he's more irritated than he hurt. So he does the same, pushing the Bigfoot in the shoulder with his pinky, causing 1 fucking damage. David, this is a horrible idea. This is so bad. Dropping his health to 79. Why did that happen? That can't be good. We rolled 3 and 1. Why did that happen?
Realizing that it's gonna go down, the Bigfoot reaches over, grabbing one of those large telephone poles, the big fucking metal strut ones, swinging it like a baseball bat, cracking the Minotaur in the face, doing 19 damage.
Are you serious? You have to do some quick maths.
58.
Dropping me down to 58.
Now I'm glad we did double it, because you would be like halfway dead at this point.
Obliterated. As the telephone pole cracks him in the face, he falls down on top of the playground, smashing the already rusted structure to pieces. As he slides in the radioactive dirt, he comes to a halt, standing up. As he looks down, he sees the merry-go-round situation. I don't know what those things are called, but the one that you just run around and then you jump on and it spins and spins around, you know? You just kind of have to hold on for dear life. Is that a merry-go-round? I know merry-go-round is like the horses that go up and down, but
yeah.
What do you call that thing on a playground?
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Where like if you don't hold on, you fly off.
Yeah, the ones where you hang your legs off and you kick kids in the face.
Yes.
When you were a kid, not when. If you're an adult doing that, that's no good.
Not okay.
Not okay.
But
unless no.
Yeah, we shouldn't. But in this instance, the Minotaur leans down and picks up the face kicking machine, as he does as his Olympic ancestors, and begins to spin around in a circle, the structure tucked in the palm of his hand like a discus, as he spins and spins and spins, letting it fly right towards the Bigfoot. As it flies towards the Bigfoot, it flies and hits him directly underneath the chin, right in the Adam's apple, if he even has one, smashing into his throat to cause 13 damage, as the Bigfoot crumples to the floor, grabbing his throat, coughing. Don't
tell me what I'm doing.
I'm
bitch.
telling you exactly what you're fucking doing. Dropping his health to 66, I believe. Is that right? 66?
Correct.
Cool.
I guess I'm on the ground, crumpled, holding my throat.
No, like you're on your knees and you're like,
Yeah,
like
okay.
that. Sorry.
As the Bigfoot is on
You
his
take
knees,
that on the fucking chin.
choking. It's just a fucking ploy as he interlocks
can't
both
take
of his
any L.
fists. Interlocks both of his fists, raising his hands above his head, slamming them down on the Minotaur's hoof.
Ooh.
Cracking it in half, doing 11 damage.
You cracked my hoof?
I cracked your hoof. What are you going to do about
dropping
it?
me down to 47, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, I'm going to get an infection in that hoof. Not my hoof. Please, anything but my hoof. The Minotaur with the cracked hoof knows that he has become too comfortable fighting this. The Bigfoot has become too comfortable fighting in this landscape. He's more powerful than ever, and he has to switch it up somehow. He has to change the dynamic of the fight. Any good leader, chieftain, warrior would know this. As Sun Tzu said, no, I have not read The Art of War. I have no fucking idea. But in a moment of rage, the Minotaur, to show the Bigfoot that he also is not injured, and this was all a ploy, fuck you, begins to scrape his damaged hoof on the ground like a bull ready for the charge. As smoke pours out of his nasal septum piercing.
Hell yeah.
As he takes a 3-point stance, arm up in the back arm up in the air real high. High.
Way up there.
As he begins to as he sprints off, running straight at the Bigfoot looks at him and he gives him the come on hands. The come on as he waves him on, crouching
Bring it
down.
on, you horny bitch.
As the Minotaur gets down much lower than expected, hitting the Bigfoot in the solar plex and lifting him up in the air as the Minotaur continues to run at full speed, smashing through abandoned buildings and old nuclear reactors, similar to the Juggernaut in that one X-Men movie. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Just flying through as the Bigfoot takes more and more damage with every hit. He runs for so long that he becomes exhausted and falls to the floor. As he looks up, he realizes that they're not even in Chernobyl anymore. They're on the coast. They're on the coast of the Siberian Sea. As they look over the frozen tundra and fall to the floor, the Bigfoot crashes into the frozen ocean and gets up soaking wet as 17 damage is dealt to the beast.
So you went north?
Well, I don't know where Chernobyl necessarily is, but I know
Yeah,
Siberia
I don't
is
either.
east. It's eastern Russia.
Okay.
It's like heading towards Alaska. It's Siberia is like the point between like, you know.
Yeah.
So right over there.
So you went. Okay.
He ran about 5,000 miles.
Yes.
He is giant boy. 17 damage on you, which is 66. Is can you do that math real quick? 66 minus
49.
17. That's hard math.
Huh?
What is it?
49.
49.
Yeah.
Okay. As Bigfoot still has the lead with 49 health over the Minotaur with 47.
After taking such a devious blow, the Minotaur is pretty out of gas at this one, and the Bigfoot reaches down, putting a hand on each horn. As he starts to move his hips, followed by his shoulders, he starts to spin harder and faster until they start a hurricane, which devastates all nearby cities.
Too soon.
I didn't think about that.
Sorry, Florida.
Yeah, no, that was not intended at all.
Well, you could say hurricane. They've existed before. They'll exist after.
It's true. But as the natural phenomenon hits Bigfoot's feet, he too lifts into the air as the two frisbee across the ocean, landing in Alaska.
Oh.
They are now in the United States soil.
They crossed the, what's that peninsula called? Bering Strait?
I took one geography class in 7th grade.
It's not there anymore. That's how many people believe that people got to
It's
North
just
America.
not there no more.
It used to be ice, and now it's gone. Not there no more.
It packed its bag. It went to another planet.
Wait, how much damage was that?
Well, as the two start to descend back down to Earth, Bigfoot releases the Minotaur as he goes crashing into a glacier wall side, doing 17 damage as Bigfoot lands in the snow, taking no damage.
Dropping my health to 30.
Yeah.
30. Fuck. Now you're getting all these fucking big rolls. I don't like it anymore.
I know.
Okay. You hear that? You hear that? Okay. You scared?
Uh-oh.
You scared, little bitch?
Oh. Gulp.
Gorsh. Don't do this.
Gulp.
As the Minotaur crashes into the side of the iceberg, large sheets of ice begin to fall, burying the Minotaur underneath all of the large pieces of ice, similar looking to the Fortress of Solitude, where Superman pays his bills.
His electric bills.
His electric bills. As the Bigfoot lands in the soft powder, shredding the gnar, of course.
Yeah.
He stands up, looking looking at the pile of glass-like ice. He huffs and puffs, as to think, that thing wasn't as strong as I thought. Nothing. But then, all of a sudden, he sees the ice begin to move. The pile begins to rise as the Minotaur raises from the pile underneath the ice. He looks at the Bigfoot as he stands tall, pile of ice at his feet. He grabs a large tree from next to him, tearing it out of the ground. Bigfoot is...
There's trees out there?
It's Alaska.
Do an icicle. Do a big icicle.
Okay.
That's more fun.
Here we go. This is what David wants. David gets. Luckily, there's a giant cave nearby. The largest icicles you've ever seen. You don't even know what I'm doing. See, that's what the beauty of this is.
Mm-hmm.
As he grabs
a toothpick?
As he grabs the icicle, he lifts it in the air and looks at it. The item feels foreign in his hands. It doesn't feel like home. As he quickly picks up another gigantic piece of ice, walking into the ocean with both of them. The Bigfoot laughs to himself. Ha ha ha. Killing himself. He would rather die than face me. But
why are you playing my guy?
Because I gotta build drama, baby. as he stands there, because your guys he's gonna look like a fucking fool. As the Minotaur stands there waist deep, facing away from the Bigfoot, he turns around after placing his hands deep in the water. As he raises them up, he can now see that the two pieces of ice have fused together, and that in his hand has formed a gigantic axe, similar to what the Minotaur usually carries. He lost it back in Chernobyl. So, some things about an axe you don't know is that they don't grow.
No, he still has his axe, but it's like really tiny.
Yeah, it's really, really tiny. They don't grow. As he turns around with this ice axe, he realizes that he realizes that his feet have now become frozen to the floor of the Alaskan sea. Bigfoot begins to laugh again. Ha 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 ha. But before he can finish his last laugh, the Minotaur raises the axe above his head and throws it with all of his might as it flies end over end, crashing into the Bigfoot's face with 1,000 pounds of pressure. I don't know. Causing 15 damage and throwing him back into a nice little Alaskan town where the economy was just getting better. Dropping the Bigfoot's health down to 34. As the Bigfoot is in the lead with 34 health and the Minotaur with 30.
Getting back to his feet, standing, crushing this whole town. Not really on purpose. He can't help. He's big. He's a big guy.
My grandma. That's one of the.
He sees a Kia car dealership. He hates Kia. As he starts picking up cars with laser accuracy, just starts pelting the Minotaur over and over again. 1 car, 2 car, 3 car, 4 car, each car doing 1 damage until he throws the entire lot of 12 cars doing 12 damage.
Oh. As my health drops to 18.
Okay, you're in death zone.
David, I know you don't believe this, but my rolls have been very good so far, and I'm not fibbing on it.
Okay.
As the Minotaur takes 12 cars to the face, back, chest, ass, and legs, and crotch.
All over.
He now hates Kias as well. No one likes Kias anymore. But he has another trick up his sleeve. As he thinks, I will not hurt the Bigfoot just physically, but also mentally. As in a quick thinking moment, he just finished playing a lot of Mortal Kombat as he quickly leg sweeps his opponent. Yeah, you could spam that button and it'll keep doing it and you'll just probably win the match, but he only did it once because he's
killing 3,000 people on the ground.
One of the groups was a bunch of children holding rings crossing the street.
There was also a white supremacist group, though, so it kind of balances
it out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And a grizzly bear. As he leg sweeps, murdering thousands, hundreds and thousands, and maybe even hundreds of thousands. The Bigfoot crashes to the floor, probably also killing hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
As he falls on his back in the snow, the Minotaur quickly jumps on top of him and places his hand on his forehead, tilting his head back. The Bigfoot is confused and scared. Huh? As he opens his mouth, the Minotaur begins to grab as he begins to pull and grab and pull and grab and pull and grab and pull. As at the end of it, Bigfoot has, a pile of 19 teeth lay at the side of Bigfoot as 19 damage is dealt to the monstrous beast.
Oh,
now
shit.
All gums and muscle. as his health drops from 34 to
15.
15, as the Minotaur has taken the lead. 15, Bigfoot with 15 health, the Minotaur with 18. This is a close battle, guys.
It truly is. The Bigfoot standing up, feeling around in his mouth. His pearly whites are gone. That was his favorite thing he had. That's all he had. He's furious. He enters a stage of rage. He's wanting to kill. He starts smacking the ground like he's DK'd Donkey Kong. Also, just killing thousands of people. Not even the people he's smashing, but it's causing an earthquake. Houses are falling apart.
They're feeling it in Japan, baby.
As Bigfoot starts to run towards the Minotaur, running on all fours, galloping like a big monkey. He gets within a few hundred feet because they're so big. It's like they're right next to each other. Planting his knuckles into the ground, swinging his bottom half forward, hitting the Minotaur with an uppercut on the heels, sending the Minotaur flying once again, landing in none other but New York City, baby. Dealing 16 damage.
Shut up. Dropping the Minotaur's health to just 2. Wow.
I'm stressed out.
You're telling me.
This is it right here.
I'm afraid to roll right now. I gotta make sure I'm recording. I feel like it could all go south at any moment now. My computer.
You're still recording?
Yeah.
I'd be so mad if you fucked.
No, it's still recording. Okay, here we go. Play cool. Okay, let's see. You're at 15 health. I'm at 2. Okay.
Yep.
As they land in New York City,
Oh yeah, Bigfoot, and his follow through of the kick also vaulted himself, so they're both in New York.
Yes, of course. As they land in New York, gargantuan buildings surround them. Still small compared to them, but big compared to all the measly little ants below them. As they look, oh man, I was going to have them climb the Empire State Building, but they're so much taller. My whole plan just got fucked, I just realized. As the Minotaur, his plan was to get him at a high point and push him off. His plans have changed as he rises from the ground, hobbling and bloodied with 2 health left. He looks at the Empire State Building. It's only chest high. But
Really? How tall is the Empire State?
I don't know how tall these things are.
They're 300 feet.
Oh. I don't know how tall. No, that's the Empire State Building's way taller than that. Way taller than that. I thought they were way bigger.
No, 300 feet.
Okay. Are you looking up how high the Empire State Building is?
It is 1,200 feet.
Okay. As the Minotaur, bloodied, broken, begins to climb up the Empire State Building to get to a better vantage point, Bigfoot follows. Both of them scale the building. Naked men and women scream from inside their hotel rooms. Empire State Building, people work there.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Naked men and women. Do they? I have no idea about it too. What's in there? Naked men and women work.
What are you guys keeping in there, huh?
Naked men and women work at their office desks. As they scale the building, they both get to the top. As they both face each other, honking horns, pitter patter, Yankee game goes on below. The Minotaur looks at the Bigfoot and goes, "There can only be one." As he grabs the needle off the top, snapping it free and lunging back, pressing it through the Bigfoot shoulder having it clean through and through as the needle goes all the way through, poking out of his back, but only through his shoulder portion, like a gunshot wound in a movie where the guy still goes on. Because this only did 3 damage. Dropping
It was just a booster shot.
the Bigfoot's health to 12. As the Minotaur looks in Bigfoot's face, you could tell Bigfoot is so full of rage that this stabbing...
I really thought you were about to kill me right there.
I did too. As he is mildly annoyed rather than hurt. As he... Oh, I'll let you go from here. I'm sad.
The Bigfoot grabs the Minotaur by the throat, continuing the ascent up the building. He holds the Minotaur outwards, staring him in his eyes. He's sorry. He doesn't really want to be doing this, but for whatever reason, he feels the presence of 2 gods forcing them to fight for their amusement.
Whoa. Commentary.
As 4 glowing characters join Bigfoot at the top of the tower. From left to right, it is the slit-mouthed monster again, Krampus, the yellow-eyed entity, and Tofu Kayaza.
Koza?
Koza?
Yeah.
All 4 of them put their hands on the Minotaur. And again in unison say, "We're sorry, but this is where it ends." As they pile drive.
Whoa.
No, as they leap from the building, driving the Minotaur backwards off of the 1,200 foot building, landing on the ground, instantly killing the Minotaur with 6 damage.
Dropping the Minotaur's health to 0. Wait, you missed one other person who was on the top of that building with them.
Was it Harold? Fuck, what was his name?
I don't know his name. It was Lessel and...
Doesn't matter. As
What's his name?
Bigfoot stands tall and proud, pounding his chest, screaming into the skies. He is the first winner of Monsters of the Camp
Make it
MASH.
seem a little more excited as Bigfoot is now the ultimate victor.
That means next summer when we do round 2 of this, they've got to fight him at the end.
You're right. As Bigfoot is the ultimate victor of Monsters of the Camp MASH. You know what, you guys? We thought, like, that's crazy that, like, Bigfoot even made it this far. We already knew he was a fan favorite amongst every cryptid group ever. You know, like, he's just one of those guys. But I honestly did not think he was going to make it. It's almost, like, poetic in a way.
But also, I like
feel
part of me feels like people might think we this is 100% real. We did not stage this at all.
We rolled the die the way they were. I wanted the Minotaur to win. I did not want him to lose, and I thought I was actually gonna fucking kill you. I thought I was like, I have this.
I mean, you had a 1 in 4 chance of killing me.
I mean, but here's the thing. The thing is, like, he is the king of the cryptids for a reason. Like, it's
true.
I think that there was some kind of spirit involved in this. Our die rolled a certain way because of possibly exterior extra.
And there's also a good reason. There's also a good reason the tramp clown died right out the gates. He didn't deserve to be in this to begin with.
So it is like slightly poetic, but it's also, a little expected, and we didn't mean to do that, but that's just the way the dice roll. And
I can't believe it's over.
yeah, I know. We did this for a while.
We did this for far too long.
Oh, now I got to go back to doing research?
I hate that idea. I hate the idea of this taking up 3 days of my week again.
Okay, well, Camp Strange is done. Thanks, guys. This is our goodbye tour. No.
See you later, suckers.
So, somebody
Pay my mortgage.
As somebody requested 100 seasons, I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's the end of Monsters of the Camp Mash. We really enjoyed doing that with you guys. We hope you enjoyed it too. And we hope that even though you might not like it now, you might look back on this with fondness. For
true.
those of you who didn't listen, maybe just only listen to the finals. Look back on this with fondness and go, wow, they painted a great picture. We should really listen to all those other great moments they had in the IHOB, at the Honda Toyota-thon, the Honda Toyota-thon.
At the Chuck E. Cheese.
At the Chuck
where
E.
no
Cheese.
children died.
No children died at the Toyota-thon, where there were fights underneath RAV4s and whatnot. At any other like big moments, I'm trying to remember. Oh, at the molasses factory.
If anybody knows me personally, you guys know I would have fixed this to make the Chupacabra win it all. So just want to throw that out there.
You big Choopy.
He died in a RAV4, didn't he?
I think he might have. But thank you guys once again for tuning in. This was super fun. We really enjoyed it. It was something new, something else. We're going back to our original content, as many of you probably do miss. But for those of you who did enjoy this, we enjoyed that you enjoyed this. So,
it's going to be rusty.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Next episode's going to be a little rough, I think.
A little rusty trombone, if you ask me.
Come on, man. That's disgusting. I'm not going to stand for that. How dare you?
So should we? I really want to make a shirt now.
Oh, no, that was my plan all along.
So, look for possibly new merch. If you guys really enjoyed this, it could be some cool merch, Minotaur versus Bigfoot on a shirt. We're going to see what we come up with and, see if you guys like it. I know we're going to like it, so.
Well, now comes the shitty part for us.
The what?
This now the shitty part.
Why?
For us is here. Because now we've got to go through and look at all the brackets.
We got to see who won. We got to see who won.
Now that's why people put that shit on a computer, so you don't have to go and do that.
Yeah, but we do. So hopefully we will come back. If it's not next week, it'll be the week after. We're gonna take a 2-week break. I mean, not a 2-week break. I mean, in 2 weeks we will release an episode, so it's not gonna be next week. It'll be 2 weeks from now. Just so we.
Are you talking about this episode?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Because they're not hearing this until it's out, so they're not going to know that we took.
What? 2 weeks from this episode.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, hopefully we'll have the winner by then. We should. If we don't, it'll come out next episode. But we will not forget about this. We promise. We will declare a winner because we owe them something. Because we really appreciate you guys sending in those brackets and guessing who was going to win it all. So we'll look into it. Possibly shirt on the horizon. We think that'd be very fun. And we'll see what we can do. But we'll keep you guys updated on everything, of course. And if anything does pop up, you can find it on Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. You could send us anything at campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. You could rate, review, subscribe on wherever you gotta do that shit at. And you can share it with a friend. And because we're going back to our normal episodes, so you could be like, this shit's over. This bad shit, this weird shit that they did.
Stuff that no one liked, it's over.
I think they got a sexual thrill out of it. They're going back to the normal shit now. But, we will be. So,
my blood pressure's going down.
So, thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. And, David, do you have anything to say before we officially head out? I'll end this with R.I.P. Minotaur. Long live the king of the cryptids, Bigfoot.
I would just say thank you to everybody who listened or enjoyed, because this was my fever dream idea that I thought would be a fun thing for Alex and I to do, just to take a little break away from
Alex.
I know, isn't that weird? I'm being
weird.
formal.
That's weird.
But it was a really nice couple of, I guess, went so much longer than I thought it was gonna go.
I know.
But it was. I hope you guys understand it. It was very
cathartic,
therapeutic for
Yeah.
us to be able to like take a step back from what we have been doing for so long, because it does take a lot of work. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, give us sympathy, but yeah, it takes a lot of work to do the stuff that we do, and we do that on top of having full-time jobs, and for us to be able to, and relationships and family and all that stuff, dogs. It takes a lot of work, and for us to be able to do what we just did for this whole thing, for the most part, took a lot of that stuff. Like it gave us the opportunity to be more present in that type of stuff, you know, like we weren't constantly writing, anything like that. So it was very good for us to have this, and we just hope that you guys had some joy in it as much as we did.
We got to use our improv skills, you know, just thinking on. It was
I've never done that before.
It was a different type of work. It was like
yes,
no prep work, but like the day of, you have to be very present because you have to think of new ways to make it entertaining and fun for you guys. And I hope we did that. I don't know if we did it on everything. I think we slowly figured it out more and more, but yeah, it was very fun, and we hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Absolutely.
And maybe you guys should get into some Dungeons and Dragons now. You have like
this is so
it's not
far.
No, I know.
But
you didn't let me finish. It's a very base level of like rolling die to see like what happens. But like, I mean, if you
it's
guys
very exciting.
If you guys enjoy like fantasy, you know, coming up with like how you attack something, then like you might like Dungeons and Dragons. You know,
don't be afraid to reach out to people and say, hey, we should try that. There's a great starter kit in D&D that I think you can get at like Target. Me and some buddies did that, where I was in a group with a bunch of people who they're people I grew up with, but I didn't know necessarily well. Now I consider them, you know, good friends because every week we played that. But yeah, D&D's great. Get a group together, give it a shot.
Watch some YouTube videos.
It does absolutely help to have at least one person that knows what they're doing to be the dungeon master.
Of course.
But besides that, highly suggest. It's a fun way to spend your time with people that you love or people you might not know as well as you wish you did.
It keeps friend groups together and forms new friend groups. So,
or it could end them.
Or end them. They're done. They're fucking done. Anyway.
So yeah, next time you hear us, we're going to be telling you some weird, wacky, scary.
I'm like, he had sex with all the dead dolls. And you're like, what?
He sewed the dead dogs together.
I'm like, it's pretty interesting if you think about it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. And David, do you have anything to say before we head out?
Yeah, no. See you guys next time when we're going to probably fill your minds with false information and inappropriate jokes.
No, that's what Alex Jones does. We're gonna do something a little classier.
Ours is gonna be more fun.
Yeah, and we won't get sued for it. And don't forget to stay strange.